Minecraft is too brutal. Dropping on your items when you die is too annoying, and there's nothing I could have done against this creeper. These are things that I've heard about Minecraft, and I kind of agree, yeah. But they're only true if they ever come to be, and if you have enough knowledge you can avoid them or make them not be as scary before they even happen. The key word here, however, is knowledge, since it's not everyone that likes to be scouring the wiki for all types of niche information. And that is exactly why I'm here today. I'll be teaching you all you need to beat the game without ever being in any danger, from the safest way to getting fully equipped, to the best way to make the Ender Dragon the smallest possible threat. So let's get into a hardcore run, and let me show you the ropes of being basically unkillable, though this might take a little bit of setup. That's a pretty unusual spawn, not gonna lie. First off, I kinda wanna see if I can see any oceans, or things kinda like it. It's not every day that you spawn in the middle of a jungle, but that doesn't change the plan. You spawn and look around to see what you have at your disposal. At first I thought of going to an ocean so I can quickly travel in a boat, but I quickly find out that the ocean that I was headed to was a river. Luckily, after just a bit of walking, I ended up finding a village, which was the first step to this entire run. Now this is pretty deep and usually I would just go mining. However, doing this here is probably not exactly safe. Now I'll pick one of the houses to make mine, because we will be staying in this village for quite a while. Now I just need some gravel to make some fletching tables, which can be used to employ one of the villagers, or in this case 2 of them. First, we get the villagers some fletching tables. As you might know, fletchers will buy 32 sticks for 1 emerald, which I'd say is a pretty good price. Early on, villagers will be your main source of resource, so you better get used to that, since going down into the mines isn't the safest thing ever. Not that I think it's generally dangerous, but if you want to play it safe, then 3D Stardew Valley is a pretty good method of getting gear. There's one more thing I need, which is iron, and we need both a blast furnace and a smithing table. Now the nearest piece of iron I've seen has walked away. Where is it? There it is. So just take 3 blocks, take it, go 1 more. With 4 blocks of height or anywhere nearby, I am completely safe. And now we have 5 iron of the 7 that we need. I see no easy iron. There! Please 1 more. Oh, come on. Well, for now we don't have enough iron. Is that safe? No, there's a bunch of monsters nearby. We can make some pretty nice armor. It's not perfect, but it is pretty good for something that had no risk. Quite literally no risk. And with the extra we can make some tools, which are just as strong as stone tools, but they will last longer. Now if you remember the traits that the Fletchers had, you might understand why I have so many copper axes on my inventory. But if not, well, that's why. Each one of these wood stacks will convert to about 16 emeralds. After collecting some wood and planting some bamboo, since it also becomes sticks, I started doing a very repetitive routine. Get sticks, sell them to the Fletchers, and then level up different types of villagers, always keeping any iron gear I buy in a chest somewhere. Now I do need more stick guys, but to get more stick guys I need more guys in general. And for that I need more farmers' beds and to basically expand this village. Behold the box of beds. Not enough just yet. This should be enough to get a few villagers spawning. as long as these guys get food, which is why I'm getting them some food. There we go, guys. And some more land. And there we go, we have our first baby villager. Now we don't have enough workers right now, which is why we need more children. So they can work. When they're adults, of course. Now he wants flint, of all things. And that's next level, I think. Yes. And there we go, we can finally buy a diamond axe. That's how many iron axes I bought in the meantime. And we can make a blast furnace, which will get us our first armor smith. For the next few hours, all I would do is this: sell sticks, buy tools, smelt tools to get iron, kill iron golems, sell iron, get wood and bamboo, sell more sticks, level up a villager, and it keeps going. So here's all the equipment I got and why they're useful. Diamond armor including feather falling boots, which is useful for obvious reasons. Diamond tools, which once again are very self-explanatory. Fire resistance arrows, which will be used in the Nether, and golden carrots, which are the best food item in the game. Oh, you wanna know why it's the best food? Well, for that we need to dive into a hidden mechanic. First, let's swap the health and hunger meters into actual bars, just so it's a little easier to visualize. Saturation is a hidden stat that is like a new bar behind your hunger one. It can never be a higher value than your food meter, and it determines how much health you get. For each saturation point, you get 1 health point. You get saturation by eating, and each food has a different saturation value, which is why some foods regenerate your health more than others. And while the golden carrots don't have the best hunger value, they do have the best saturation value, making it a very strong food for regenerating your life in a pinch, only losing to those that actually give you a regeneration effect. This will be very useful in case we make any mistakes, since this can very well be your get out of jail card. And so, with all those items at the ready, I only needed a golden helmet before the next step. I headed out until I found a ruined portal, stole the portal for myself, shot myself with a fire resistance arrow, and it was time to go into the Nether. But before that, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. I've been getting pretty close to 1000 subs, so that would help me a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and let's get back to it. Okay, this immediately doesn't look good. Just gonna make some covers around. In the Nether, we would usually have 2 different objectives: find a fortress to get blaze rods, or find a warped forest for Enderman. However, in this run we want to avoid any possible dangers, so we'll be handling the Ender pearls another way in just a moment. Which leaves just finding a fortress. For that, we just walk around while reapplying fire resistance every minute whenever it's running out. And we don't do that, that's terrifying. Okay, so I see wither skeletons and a blaze, which means this is where the fortress is. For the wither skeletons themselves, the easiest way is just to do this. Now, considering how strong I am, even if I didn't use my shield, just look, the skeleton just can't do much. And when I get to eat a golden carrot, then I can basically out-heal any of its damage. These were the things I'm looking for because, honestly, potions in Minecraft are kind of underrated. They are so incredibly strong. Once near a blaze spawner, you have 2 options that you can choose. The first one is to dig under the blaze spawner, set a platform that's a block higher than where you are, place some trapdoors for protection, and shoot snowballs at the blazes through the gap. Each snowball deals 1.5 hearts of damage to blazes, which means it should take 5 snowballs for it to die. For snowballs, you can simply set up a basic snow farm that uses a golem to generate more layers. Then, once you have 2 rods, you can make a strength 2 potion on a brewing stand by using nether wart, blaze powder and glowstone. This should allow you to be very strong. I should be hard hitting, man. Boom, boom, gone. It's technically a bit risky, but you can minimize the danger by just deleting the blazes. Then I got the remaining blaze rods and went back to the village. That's it. That's how easy the nether is when you're fully prepared. And we are finally back home. We have now entered the final stages of the game, meaning we only need 2 more things. The first one is ender pearls. For that, we go back to trading with villagers until a cleric gives us that trade. Please be the one that sells ender pearls. Thank God. Okay. The second thing we need is a phantom membrane, so I protected the villagers, went AFK for an hour and came back to make a trap for phantoms. In theory, that should be enough. That didn't work, so I just killed them the normal way. It's not like they do any real damage to me. This can be used to make slow falling potions, which makes things all that safer in the end, as we will soon get to see. And so let's check for all our gear. Diamond stuff, a bow with a bunch of arrows, really good food and some extra just in case, 2 shields just in case, our things to be able to go into the end, a boat just because we might need to cross the ocean, a pumpkin, a bunch of slow falling potions, a few strength potions, and a few blocks would be good, which I was forgetting. Where did you go? Over there. Did you go down? And now we just go down. Carefully, but we do go down. And boom, there we go. Aha! Let's get rid of all the lava, just in case. We swap for the pumpkin. Do we have everything? And well, we drink one of those and in we go. I can just look straight at them, they won't be mad as long as I don't hit them, we're gonna be fine. There's the dragon. We break as many crystals as we can from down here. If we keep moving, there's basically no chance the dragon ever gets you. Now, since I'm missing a lot, I'll simply pillar up, and even if the dragon does get me, I have slow falling, I'm gonna be fine. And if I attack this from down here, it will also be fine. Now we only need those 2 over there. For those 2, you can just get over on the corner. And there's a little gap that you can shoot through. Some of them, the taller ones are a little bit trickier, but you can still do it. I'll hold on to a strength potion, be careful with the poison, and just wait until the dragon perches again. Drink the potion. Do not jump inside here. And we're back to it. Now, as long as you have all of this, you should be fine, even if you do get hit. So I am going to jump just to demonstrate. Look, I got hit, I just took a little bit of damage, and gently fell back to the ground. Boom, there goes the dragon. Beating the game is pretty simple now, right? Unless you're trying to speedrun, you can absolutely prepare for anything if you know where to go. And today I've learned that the one place to go is a village. Villagers are completely broken, it seems. If you want to see me suffering some challenges instead of succeeding in normal Minecraft, consider clicking on one of those videos on the screen. That's all for today. As always, thank you for watching and I'll see you on the next one.